Welcome to the Holy Spirit's Curriculum of Joy podcast. My name is Wanako Overhealer, and I'm your host, and my guest is
Segun Eluyode.
Welcome to the podcast. So happy to have you here. And I'd like to start with a big question. How did you come to see the world the way you do today?
Being on this program.
Okay, I'll repeat the question.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I'm going to repeat the question.
Yes, sir.
How did you come to see the world the way you do today?
I came to see the world the way I see today. Thank God for my parents. Many years ago, I really my parents introduced me to the way of the Lord. Then I remember I was 9 years old when my parents made me and other siblings of mine to ensure that we go to church regularly. Then I remember vividly we used to have a church meant for children, and that particular place we were really too taught on how to know God, hear from God, and also to know more about ourselves. We were made to start right from that young age of ours that the first thing we need to know is God first. Many Bible scriptures, were usually quoted every Sunday when we attended those services meant for children. If we as children fail to attend those classes, then my parents, they will not really be happy with us. So they ensure that before leaving home, that we left the home together and we attended these classes where we learned a lot about God. And I discovered that when I became an adult, it wasn't really hard for me also to follow the path. There are many challenges I've even seen because of growing up. I discovered that if not for God that I've known, I would have started also thinking of looking for another means of survival. But I've come to realize over the years that total faith in God and total trust in God is enough, to do everything one wants to do in this world. That is, God is all in all that anybody needs. And I solely believe in God so much. Thank God for what my parents really did very early in my life. Today, I live in a society where they see it as normal to be corrupt. They see it as normal to just do whatever you like, to just make it anyhow. But thank God for my life, just because of for the way my parents had really helped to ensure that we follow the path of God. So, I remember that passage that said, teach a child in the way he should go. So, and when he grows up, he will not depart from it. I think that passage really defined what my parents did in my life and the lives of my siblings. And do you know, I must tell you, this has really helped my siblings too. One of my siblings is a music minister, that is a singer, and he sings gospel song. And also have another sister of mine that one is also an evangelist. You can see what God has used my parents to do in our lives, and also I myself too. I just simply love passion for anything that is called evangelism, and which means parents play a big role in directing children in the path they should go, and that I can really say that has really changed my philosophy about life. Yes.
Beautiful. So the developing your faith in God, right, and in this trust. How how did it lead to the path that you have taken? Because I understand you've gone into the topics of education, or are you a teacher, or what do you do?
Yes, that's as a teacher. Do you know that I've seen a lot as a teacher too? Thank God for the training I've also received while growing up as a child. Do you know this really helped me also to totally believe in God when teaching children? I must tell you, I've had cases of very difficult children to teach, that my total faith in God really helped me. But I don't know, should I uh, give uh, analogy of how it happened? You know, the story. Can I go ahead to say the story of one particular one that I cannot forget? How God has really helped me as a teacher to impact the life of a
If
child, which I can never forget in my life. Should I go ahead?
Yeah, if you can give it to us in a way that we can't identify the child. Yes, you can.
Yes. I remember very well. I think 2000 that should be 2010, if I'm not mistaken. Few years after I started teaching. Two, I remember when they brought a child to the school. I established a school. That's 2010. Okay, it's 4 months after that the school was established. A boy was brought. Actually, the boy happened to be a twin brother. The twin sister of this boy, was not brought to our school. They left the twin sister in the school where these twins both started at the same time. According to what the parents later told us, these twins, they both started school at age 2. So at age 2, now the twin brother that was brought to us, unfortunately, could not read, could not write till age 10 when they brought this boy to us. So on the first day when we tested him, we discovered that we asked him to write, as simple as ABC is. Do you know this boy could not write ABC? And that is, we got to know that after 8 years, this boy has been struggling with how to write ABC. ABC. Now, while his twin sister has advanced, has moved to the next level, that one has at least that should be in what we call a grade 6 already, as at that time, grade 6. Why this boy was still in kindergarten class, more or less, because he's struggling to understand ABC. Now to Z, as at that time, could not identify A, B, or any of the letters. Now, but the twin sister happened to be somebody that has mastered that, and that one was in grade 6. Now, so it became a big task for us when this boy, for me especially being the head of the school, when this boy was brought. So, and one thing I remember very well, I was just trusting God that because the proprietor of the school where the boy was before, where the twin sister was left, where because the twin sister was doing well, came to tell us that this boy that he brought to your school, he said this boy is hard to be taught. That nothing, this boy is not academically fit to be taught. So they should start thinking of what to do with this boy. But I took it as a challenge that I have a big God that is capable of changing any situation. And God proved himself after 6 months. One day we're in the class, when the boy saw us reading another class, he was watching us. And he said, that which you are reading. After 6 months of intensive teaching and trust in God, praying that God, you can use us to do something that is extraordinary. We are ordinary men, but you are extraordinary, God. And do you know that after 6 months or thereabout, the boy told us that yes, that very day said he will be able to do it, said he can. We were surprised, and he took the textbook from us. Somebody that for 8 years that was taught that could not identify ABC. From that day, from that day, you can't believe it, the boy started reading, any book brought to him. So the problem was solved immediately, now, and that really changed my perspective again and made me to also trust in God that regardless of how difficult a particular problem is, that anybody faces, God is capable of solving that problem. So and I've seen that over the years in various lives and children that God has brought my way as a teacher, and each time I hand over them to God, that God, you are the one that can change their stories, So, and I also discovered that most of these children, one thing they do is that you see that because I direct them to God, that whatever problem you have, I remember the passage that say, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask. Now, which means there are some children will also come to me and tell me that, teacher, now we're having issue this. Now, please, what can we do? Now, I also direct them to God, that let's trust in God. And before you know it, the situation will start changing. And I think as a teacher too, the total trust in God and faith in God has really helped, in impacting lives of people around me.
So this is a really powerful thing to have such a all-encompassing faith. And in A Course in Miracles, it also says there's no level or a level of difficulty in miracles. So anything is possible with God, right? Would be the way you're putting it. I think that's really beautiful. So you've been impacted many children's lives that were seen as not capable of being educated. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, that's it. That's what God I've seen in few years as a teacher that God has used me to do.
So do you have can you explain the process of that you go through in order to achieve these amazing things with your faith and actions? Because you obviously teach these children. You're not just standing there and you're praying, you're opening up to the solution, and you're teaching, right?
Yes. One thing the first thing I do as a teacher is first, I don't play with prayer. Yes, so I seriously believe in God that through prayer you can change any situation. You remember in the Bible also we have stories of people that they have used prayer to change situations, difficult situations. So also when difficult issues are even brought to me too, that as regards these children that I'm teaching, one thing I do, I hand over those children to God, that God, please, I don't know how to do it. It is your turn to show yourself and prove to people that you have called me for this work. And one thing, should I say this too? I remember some years ago, before venturing into teaching, I heard God speaking directly to me, that he really wants to use me in this line, that is teaching profession. But he's going to tell me, and he gave me a name that I will name the school. Do you know he gave me a name? And the name actually was Lacaperia. Lacaperia means somebody passionate. That's one person that is passionate. Secondly, peria. Laka means passionate. Somebody that is passionate. Now the second one is peria. That's peria is from French word imperio, to have victory, to overcome. That is, for short, you can say to be victorious, Now, and I see this being played out each time I have opportunity of teaching to children, regardless of the problem they are facing. That when any child comes to me, I see God giving me victory over the problem being presented. So now, having discovered that He has given me the assurance that I will enjoy victory when it comes to different problems that those children that come to me, face. One thing, I also take those problems back to Him, that God, take a look at so person or so children now, or a particular child. God, do that which only you can do concerning this particular child or this set of children. I remember I used to have a list of children. I will write their names, and sometimes I even put various problems, each one of them, as whatever that child or a particular child is struggling with. I will put the name of the child in front of like the each issue or difficulty each child is having in front of the name. So I will keep praying about it regularly, that God, now I'm adding over this person, this child to you. You, God, do what only you can do. And before you know it, and some of these children, they start performing very well. And also one thing I also do is that sometimes I make them to write down that, okay, because sometimes when we pray, if those children too, they don't believe in what we are saying, sometimes we might not see much. So I always encourage them too that
I'm not hearing you at the moment. So you encourage them to believe in themselves or in their capacity to learn.
make them to also know that it is also important that they believe in themselves, that if they believe in themselves, they will be able to also, when the classes are going on, that will make them to believe that they can, whatever is being taught, they have the capability or the ability to learn it, that they will not feel that learning, it is not for them, that there are some people that are actually born to learn some things, that they are not being cut out for things like that, because some people believe that destiny, that not everybody is being given such ability to do things like every other person. They believe that success or greatness is actually exclusive to some set of people. So many people have come to realize there are some children like that. Sometimes they tell me that it is destiny. I know we have destiny, but that there is a place of you believing in yourself, that you too, you can do great things. You too, you have been destined to be great. That you too can succeed. So I make them to keep saying it regularly. They to keep believing in that they too, they are created for greatness. They are created to succeed. They are created to achieve great things for themselves and for the society, in which they find themselves. And if they keep saying that, and I discovered over time, if they keep saying that, uh, I remember there was a competition at a time where we needed to go. Actually, the competition was not meant for the level I was teaching. Right, we were here to have the level as students. Actually, it was meant for level, I think grade 10. That was SS in our own country, grade 10, grade 9, 10. And we had grades 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9. Do you know when the invitation came to us that we should come for the events? We were like, we did not have this required level of students that can take part. But I remember over the years, I've made these children to believe in themselves, that there's nothing too hard for you to do, because you remember the Bible passage that say I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So now these children, even we were like, they are not fit enough to participate because of the level they are. They are not in level 9, 10. Now they are in level 7, 8, 9. Now, do you know that those children said, register us for this competition? Do you understand? Imagine, I was surprised for them to say, register us for this competition. And they never, do you know that one out of the students that represented us came out as one of the most outstanding students in that competition that year. And that really announced the school to the people in the community, and people started bringing their children. So which means, first thing I did, and which I always do, is they should also trust in God, and secondly, believe in themselves. And I've seen that the confidence we rise, and from there, those children, they've not really disappointed disappointed, and they themselves, they are doing great things for themselves and for the society in which they find themselves.
Wow, that's so powerful to give children this gift of believing in themselves and encouraging
Yes.
them to cultivate that. Yeah. Wow. And that's a beautiful gift that you've derived from your faith. You know, wow. Thank you for sharing that. So how did you come to be a teacher? Because that was also quite a path, right? When you say you were
Again?
growing up, how did you come to be a teacher? Because you grew up, you said, in an environment where people thought it was okay to lie or to do all kinds of things that were not so loving, right?
Okay. Actually, do you know that I must tell you that I never planned to be a teacher in the first place? Very funny. I remember after completing my education, you know, higher education. Do you know it was my sister that spoke to me. Now you are at home. You have finished your education and you are looking for a job. You have not got job. Now there is something you need to do. Just there is a coaching center. Not a school. Then I remember the coaching center. The coaching center. She said, go to that coaching center, go and apply and be a tutor or a teacher. So you just go and try. And I listened to that. My sister, I went directly to the director of the tutorial center, and I told him that I would like to teach. Okay. He asked me to submit my CV. I did, and he asked me to enter a class and probably to see me in action. But and that would be the first time of teaching actually. And but I was thinking he would tell me that I've not done well. But he asked me that I should come back. And later he asked me to start working there. I just remember after a few months of starting, I discovered that each time I slept, I will see myself with children, you know. Then I would see myself with children, I'll be teaching them. I just discovered that whatever I will be teaching in the morning, I will have taught it overnight. Each time I just experience this, I discovered that I just have passion that I will be longing to see those children the following day. So most of the time I couldn't wait then to see the children being taught, because overnight I've seen myself, teaching the children. So do you know that few months after I've started as a teacher, my parents had worked in a company for years, and my that's my father actually. Then he had a friend that also, as at that time, was working in that same company. They met, they discussed. My son just graduated. The job he's currently doing. Actually, he was telling his friend of his that he never wanted him to go into teaching. Just try to get a job for him. Now, this man said, "No worry." He asked me one day to follow him to office, and lo and behold, I was with the HR personnel of the company, and after the interview, the question, you can't believe it, the question they asked me, that I remember very well, they asked me if I was very good at a particular software, using particular software, that they would like to employ me, but I need to know how to use a particular software. So I remember that I just told them that I'm not too good at using that software. So they now said they will give me 3 months to go and learn it, and I will come back and they will give me job. Do you know that I never went back? Because why? I said, why will I go back to this company? Now I've started the job, though the salary being paid not good, but I enjoyed it. This new job, I've not tasted it, I've not seen it, and I will still 3 months and go and learn. I don't think I'm going back to that company that asked me to come back after 3 months after learning how to use that particular software. I told myself that I really this one I've found a place that I can serve, and I am sure I can serve very well here as a teacher. So I felt that I will not go and do any other thing apart from teaching. So I never accepted to go back to go and ask for that job again. I just convinced my parents and told them that I think I found the job I will want to do. And luckily, and since then, I've never regretted, though there are many challenges I've faced in the course of the job, but I've seen God doing great things and doing great things in the job.
Wow. So you hadn't even intended to become a teacher, but then you found your passion in teaching and the support of your faith.
Mm.
Wow. Beautiful. And then you were able to convince your parents that that was the right job for you.
Mm. Hello?
So
I didn't hear you.
what do you tell people? I mean, you're telling your students they should have faith in themselves. They should have faith that anything is possible, that they can do great things for themselves and for others, and that they're a great asset to society at large, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
so how do you see your role in this? Because sounds like you feel very supported in it from your faith and from these different passages in the Bible and your experience that confirmed that it was worth it, right? That it was worth investing this faith in these children and in God and in your own capacity to follow through with it.
Mm. Hello? Yes. Pardon?
Yeah, I was asking a question
The question
about
again.
your. That was a
Yes.
question.
My own.
Yeah. So, did you encounter further people that encouraged you on that path, or you said you became the principal of a
Okay.
school later on, right? So, how did it continue from that
Okay.
tutorial center? Where did your path take you after that, or through that?
Okay. If I'd encountered people that have encouraged me, is that what you are saying?
That's one of the
Are the
questions
people that have
asked.
encouraged me? Is that what you are saying? Yes, that's one of the questions. Okay. Now, yes, God has brought a lot of people that have really encouraged me. I remember while working with one of the schools when I started as a teacher came from another school to do something with our school children. I remember that. Okay. The first place I worked as a tutor, which that in that tutorial center. Now, few months, it was just imagine it was an evening class I started with. So few months after, I was given opportunity to by another school to start working with them in the morning. Now, while working with them in the morning, somebody also in the morning that school to actually it was an elementary school. Now that elementary school where I was working in the morning, I will go into the tutorial center in the evening. Something that happened that just 2 months I was made to be more or less like the assistant director of the school. after the director, I was the next. Now, serving there for just like 3 months, two opportunity came again. Now, when somebody came to the school to do one or two things with us, and also saw that it's like I have passion for this job, now recommended me to his own boss again, that this person will be able to do it. And luckily this now happened to be a secondary school, which is high school, and from there that encouragement came. The first day I will have an opportunity to be interviewed, where I was asked to go to a class by the director. I remember very well. He immediately listened to me. He said, the next thing he said was, now just tell us how much you want to be paid. I was surprised. He said, the job is yours, and that really surprised me. So the guy told me, the guy that actually recommended me and brought me to the director of the school, said, I've seen it in you that you can do the job. That's why I asked you to come and meet my director. And I discovered that this same guy recommended me to many other tutorial centers in the evening. After working in that school in the morning, other tutorial centers, I have opportunity of working in different places. So I also remember that there was a time too, I was working in a school. Opportunity now came. Somebody recommended me again, to another director, in a school, and that school happened to be a place where we have the school where they pay a huge sum of money as salary, and I was opportuned to be given such appointment to be a teacher in that school. So, and I never even thought of it that within few years of starting this job, I've met people that are even telling me that just go ahead. I remember that I also, when I taught in that particular new area, different from my area where I have, they have to recommend me, like it has to be like, you can describe it as an eyebrow area, where teachers are being paid better. I was in that place where I had opportunity of being paid, good amount of money as a teacher, where I can easily tell anybody that now I think I'm happy. It was, you can't believe it, that it was this that I got opportunity to, that somebody also referred me to a place where I got an opportunity to start my own school. Share the start, see the role people have played, that you can do it. I remember when I started teaching a group of children in their very house. Immediately I came to a new community. The guy in a particular community then, do you know that a woman saw me, said, would you like to work as a teacher in this place? I said, actually, I work with a school, but what I'm planning now is to have a school. You know what he said? He said, don't worry. The woman said, I'm going to connect you with somebody that the space you are going to use for the school. I've discovered, in the course of teaching my children, you are good at doing this thing very well. So, and if you start a school, you know that school will grow. This how this woman recommended me to another person entirely, that now gave us the first space we used to start the school. Before you know it, while starting, I even actually started the school in my landlord's sitting room. And I was surprised that actually people believed in me. The landlord gave me his own sitting room, said, start the school in this my sitting room, and I know it will grow. And less than 3 years, opportunity also came that we were able to buy, a piece of land where we later used to build a school. So, and it came as a result of people coming around that we believe in what you are doing. We know you can do it very well. So we don't have choice than to support you and push you forward. I think people are really joined hands together to also help me to make the same way I believe in those children. So people have really believed in me to come this far.
Wow, that is so powerful, and I'm so happy for you. and for all the people you're serving, right? Yeah. So
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. So did your idea of how to have a school or how to be the principal of a school, did your school idea expand? Are there other schools that are following the same principles that you have, or has that spread yet?
Are there schools around using the same principles I use? Is that what the question?
The
Is
question
that the
was
question?
whether your idea has spread and there's other schools doing it as well.
Okay, what other schools are doing? Hey, something is breaking. The line is breaking. Other schools are doing. But I did not get you very well. Is there other schools? Let me ask the question again, please.
So you developed a
The question
style
again.
of you developed a style of teaching and a style of school, right? A way of living a school community, of training, having teachers, training, and so on and so forth, right? Has that idea spread
Okay.
so that
Okay.
other schools are doing similar things or not?
Oh, yes, I understood what you are saying. Yes. Now, over the years, being a teacher and also being a school manager, I've also, apart from the teacher working with me, I have over 20 teachers working with me. By the grace of God, we also have two branches of the school. Now, apart from that, God has used me for other school teachers. And one of the things I've done is that I started what we call the Tremendous Teachers Conference. Tremendous Teachers Conference. Actually, what Tremendous Teachers Conference is is to get teachers from various schools around, and start also training them about uh, teaching methods that work. At least I have over 200 teachers on that platform. To over 200 teachers. It's an online teachers platform where we meet online to discuss issues affecting teachers, how teachers can be the best, and also issues affecting the children teachers teach, and so other issues that have to do with education. So over the years that whatever I've learned as a teacher and as a school manager, I've also uh, tried to make sure that other teachers also learn it. And I discovered that many organizations have also, at one time or another, requested for my input, my advice, my contribution. Like a few days ago, I was also opportuned on Friday, just like 2 days ago, I was opportune to be one of the anchors for a particular quiz competition organized by Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. So one, and secondly, on the following Saturday, I was also opportuned to speak to another group of people, sharing my experience as an educator with this group of people. Now, so on many occasions, I've also have opportunity of speaking to another set of as an association called AFED, where I also try to train teachers in that organization. So I also have also many schools that have also invited me to share my ideas about of school management, teaching, and so many other things. I also have many schools aside my own school that I do go regularly to teach the children in those schools. Sometimes I discover that most of those children outside my own school where I go, they when they see me around, they are excited to learn. Sometimes I discover that most of those children, one way or the other, they want me to get close to their parents and make them make their parents to start seeing reasons why they need to be closer to them, because they feel that there are some things that they will not be able to do on their own, that they need the support of their parents. Because I've also discovered that dreams can easily be achieved when parents support the dreams of of a particular child. If a parent doesn't support the dream of a particular child, sometimes it becomes hard for a particular child to achieve that dream. So now, in the course of my discussion with those children, and I discovered that those children, they will now be the one to tell me that, please let me meet my parents, so that you can let them know that they need to give me more time to study, more time to do this, more time to do that. Now, sometimes I've also seen proprietors of schools and school owners to do engage me one-on-one, telling me the right kind of things that I should suggest to them. Even sometimes some of them, they seek my counsel when it comes to the books to recommend for their school children. So they even sometimes, many of them even they ask me to be on the interview panel when they want to employ their teachers. So aside even training them, so sometimes I do the screening for them, the screening of teachers who to employ and who not to employ. And one more thing that I've also done with other educators and teachers is that I just wrote a book called The Tremendous Teacher. After that, the Tremendous Conference, the Tremendous Teachers Conference. So the title of the book is The Tremendous Teacher. So the book is also to share some of the things I've learned over the years as a teacher with other teachers too, that this is what they can do. Because sometimes I've discovered that some teachers actually have the knowledge, but they don't have the knowledge of what to do with the knowledge they've acquired.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you know a subject, doesn't mean that you can pass it on to children, right? Yeah, wow. So we're getting close to the time where we need to wrap it up. So is there any question that I haven't asked that you'd like to answer?
Any question?
Any question that comes to your mind, yes. Is there something you would like
any
to
question
share?
I want to any one thing I would like to share, probably, let me say this one. As a school leader, as a school manager, I discovered that some people, what they do is that they complain about the right kind of, not having the right kind of people or having the wrong set of people. But I've discovered that they themselves, they don't have the right set of mind, or they have wrong set of mind. That is, when you have wrong mindset, don't complain that you have wrong set of people working with you. So which means as a school leader, you must have the right mindset. With that, you attract the right kind of people. Even when you seem to have wrong set of people working with you, with time, with right kind of mind, you're able to influence them positively. I've seen that, so working, that which means as a leader, we need to have positive mindsets. Some leaders are naturally, when the type that they have wrong mindset about life, everything wrong perspective about life, and people around them, everybody they see around, they feel that they are not good enough. They don't see the good in others. They don't believe in others. So it will be very hard for them to even transform, which means to be a transformational leader. First thing, if you believe in yourself, believe in God, have positive mindset, and also believe in others. So when you don't believe in others, it will be very hard to do what? To transform it. So as a teacher is a leader. A teacher is a leader. So sometimes a teacher complains. Many teachers, or sometimes we have seen that many teachers complain about the students that they are teaching. They feel that those students they are teaching, they are the one that are not doing the well, that it is not his own problem, that the problem is from those children. The children are lazy, the children are academically misfit, the children are dull, So, but when you start seeing children that way, or the people following you that way, then it will be very hard for you to bring out the best in them. So it is, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. See them as people that are good. See them as people, even when they are not. So remember the Bible verse says, He called those things that were not as if they were. So, which means we need to see the good in others. Before you know it, we get that good from them. But if we start seeing them as bad, it will be hard for us to also make changes that we really want to see in them. So one thing I've come to realize that a good teacher should be a person that should inspire. Should inspire. So being an excellent teacher is not just to know how to explain. You must be able to inspire others. You must be able to teach children, or being a leader, take them from the level where they used to be to another level they are supposed to be. So when you as a leader or a teacher, you can take somebody from the level the person used to be to another level, then you have done your work. So you can move them from, which means as a teacher, you must have a goal. You must have a goal. What goal have you set for yourself that you want to achieve? So if you are a teacher, if you don't have a particular goal, somebody said something, and I would like to say it here. He said, when a man does not have a place to go in the morning, sleep becomes interesting. So which means, for example, the way I always say it is that imagine somebody asks you to come and collect a $30,000 tomorrow. I'm sure the person will not want to sleep. The person we wake up over the night to just ensure that money should just that particular time should just come so that you can quickly go and collect the money, because the person has a goal. He wants to go and collect some money somewhere. So also when a person or a leader or a teacher has a goal of what he wants to achieve, that goal will be a driving force. So the question is, our teachers today, do they have a particular goal they want to achieve? So you need to set a goal for yourself as a teacher. This is what I want to achieve with these children I'm teaching. So and that goal, you are working towards it. So it will be very bad for anybody to be working as a teacher or to be working as any professional and not have a particular goal. So that person is not helping him or herself. So having a goal will prepare you, will motivate you, even make you to wake up in the morning when you don't even see reason to continue to do the job. That goal will be the propeller, will be a powerful force. Now, I've also said this over time to people that when a man does not have does not have a goal that matters to him, what does not matter to him ordinarily will be his matter. What should not have even been his matter, you now make it to be his matter. Which means making a goal, sometimes when you have a goal, you cut out a lot of distractions. Some distractions are no longer there. So you face what you want to achieve. And when you face what you achieve, then before you know it, it will be easy for people to follow you. People don't follow a person that does not know the way. So a person that has a goal, has a place that is going, before you know it, people will follow you. And when they follow you, then you will show the people the way. And before you know it, and who is a leader? A leader is a person that influences others. So if you can transform life of people, if you can influence life of somebody, then you are a leader. So sometimes the success that we all clamor for, that we want to, it is in first, it is what good do we have for ourselves, and what good do we have for people that we want, that are around us, that we want them to achieve. That through me, I want also person to achieve this. Through me, I want also person to achieve this. Before you know it, you can make people to achieve goals. Then you are already a leader. Then you're on your way to achieving success that you are really desired for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing, is to see each other as whole, right? As powerful and as capable. I think that's a really key thing from the conversation we have here, is seeing each other as capable of achieving whatever dreams or success or whatever is there for us to achieve, right? and this service of having faith in each other. That is really, really powerful. I think that's a beautiful mindset.
Wow. Mm. Mm.
Yeah. So I thank you so much for this conversation, and I really appreciate it. And let us walk each other home and believe in each other's capability of achieving greatness in every moment, right?
Yes, sir.
So thank you everyone for listening, for joining us. And how can one reach you if one wants to reach you? Is there any way that people should reach out to you, a preferred way? Okay. So if anyone wants to be a guest on the Holy Spirit's Curriculum of Joy podcast, please reach out to me. If you appreciate what we're doing here, what's going on, and the beautiful conversations I get to have every week, please subscribe and review the podcast and let people know that they can listen to these conversations and perhaps, if they so wish, be a guest here as well. Blessings to you all, and till next time.